Hey contractors, I'm Brian Shankman, CEO of Lead Truffle. Today we're talking about Yelp and whether it's actually worth your time and money in 2026. Yelp drives $879 million in services advertising revenue every year. Home services accounts for 65% of that. So whether you love it or hate it, the platform is impossible to ignore. But contractor opinions on Yelp are all over the place. Some operators report $645 in revenue per call and 45% close rates. Others spend $450 a month for 6 months without landing a single customer. So what's the difference? That's what we're breaking down today. I'm going to cover how to set up your free page correctly, what advertising actually costs by trade, how the review system really works, and when Yelp makes sense versus when you should skip it. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about setting up your free business page. This is the foundation of any Yelp strategy, and it costs you nothing. Go to biz.yelp.com and claim your page. This does not make you an advertiser or commit you to any spending. Most pages are approved within 24 hours, though trade license verification can take up to 5 business days. For categories, you can select up to 3 from over 1,200 options. Choose carefully because these directly impact which searches display your business. If you're a plumber, don't just select plumbing. Add water heater installation and drain services too. For service areas, you can specify up to 6 major cities, counties, or zip codes within a 50-mile radius. If your service area is bigger than that, add details in your specialties section or post a service area map image. Photos matter a lot. Aim for at least 10 to 15 quality images. Prioritize in-action shots of your team working, before and after comparisons, completed projects, and clean job sites. Add descriptive captions to every photo because captions help your profile appear in searches. One quick tip on the verified license badge. 82% of users say it makes them more likely to choose a business. But here's the catch. You have to be an advertiser to get it. Now let's talk about what's free versus what costs money. The free features include your business listing, request a quote functionality, responding to reviews, customer messaging, unlimited photos, basic analytics, and the mobile app. These free tools provide real value. Your Yelp profile often ranks well in Google searches, and request a quote generates organic leads without any ad spend. Yelp ads operate on a cost per click model starting at $5 per day, which works out to $150 per month minimum. Your ads appear as sponsored results above and below organic search on competitor pages and across Yelp's partner network. There's also the upgrade package at $180 per month. This adds business highlight badges, portfolio albums, custom call to action buttons, video uploads, and it removes competitor ads from your page. No long-term contracts are required for self-serve advertisers. But I have to warn you, contractors consistently report that canceling can be difficult in practice. Always request cancellation confirmation in writing. Now let's look at what Yelp advertising actually costs. This is where it gets interesting. Based on LocalIQ's analysis of over 3,000 campaigns, here are the real numbers by trade. Cleaning services average $47 per lead with about an 18% conversion rate. Handyman services average $54 per lead with about a 13% conversion rate. Electricians average $94 per lead with about a 9% conversion rate. Plumbing averages $129 per lead with about an 8% conversion rate. HVAC installation averages $128 per lead with about a 7% conversion rate. Landscaping averages $118 per lead with about a 6% conversion rate. Roofing, this is the expensive one, averages $228 per lead with less than 4% conversion rate. General contractors average $166 per lead with less than 3% conversion rate. And if you're in a major metro like San Francisco, LA, or New York, add 20 to 50% on top of those numbers. How does this compare to other platforms? Google Local Services Ads uses pay-per-lead pricing. You only pay for actual leads, not clicks, and you can dispute invalid leads. Average costs are around $80 for HVAC, $69 for plumbing, $39 for landscaping. Angie and Home Advisor charge $25 to $120 per lead plus annual membership, and leads are shared with 3 to 5 other contractors. Thumbtack uses dynamic pricing, averaging $35 to $60 per lead, with up to 10 to 15 contractors bidding on the same job. The pay-per-lead model on Google LSA generally delivers better ROI, which is why it's strongly preferred in contractor forums. Let's talk about how Yelp's algorithm works. Ranking factors include relevance to the search, star rating, review count, and recency. response rate and speed, profile completeness, and whether you're advertising. Here's the critical piece. Yelp reports that customers are 2 times more likely to respond when contractors reply within an hour. Industry data is even more urgent. 35 to 50% of sales go to the contractor who responds first, and leads contacted within 5 to 10 minutes convert at significantly higher rates. If you can't respond rapidly, Yelp's value drops substantially. Also important for request to quote leads. Yelp typically distributes customer requests to up to 6 contractors. This shared lead environment means speed and professionalism in your initial response determine whether you win the job. Now let's talk about Yelp's review system, which is probably the most controversial part of the platform. Approximately 75 to 78% of reviews are recommended and count toward your rating. The remaining 22 to 25% are filtered to not recommended status, and an additional 7% are removed outright for guideline violations. That means nearly 1/3 of all reviews are hidden or removed, what determines whether reviews stick. The biggest factor is user activity level. Reviews from people who regularly search, check in, and review on Yelp are far more likely to be recommended. Profile completeness matters too. 71% of visible reviews come from users with profile images versus only 45% of filtered reviews. Here's the critical point. Don't ask customers who've never used Yelp to leave you a review. Send them to Google instead. New user accounts with single reviews are almost always filtered. For Yelp reviews to stick, the reviewer should ideally have 5 or more previous reviews and an established profile. Never ask friends, family, or employees to review. These will be detected and filtered. Respond to all reviews professionally. This shows engagement and may help with the algorithm. And focus on building reviews gradually over time rather than running one-day promotions that trigger suspicion. The business impact of ratings is real. Harvard Business School found that a 1-star increase leads to a 5 to 9% increase in revenue. A UC Berkeley study found a half-star increase results in 19% greater likelihood of filling capacity during peak hours. Over 26% of consumers won't even consider a business with less than 3 stars. Let me quickly cover some recent platform updates. Yelp Assistant launched in April 2024. It's a conversational AI chatbot that helps users find contractors. Project submissions through Yelp Assistant grew 400% year over year by Q2 2025. Yelp Receptionist launched in October 2025 for $99 a month. It's an AI call answering service that captures project details, vets leads, and provides transcripts. This addresses the response speed problem for contractors who can't answer phones immediately. Yelp Guaranteed expanded nationwide and provides customers up to $2,500 coverage for unsatisfactory work. It costs businesses nothing if you're already an advertiser using Request a Quote. So when does Yelp make sense? Yelp works when you operate emergency services in urban markets, when you can respond to leads within 5 to 10 minutes consistently, when you already have a strong review profile with 4+ stars and at least 20 reviews, when your average job value justifies the cost per lead, and when you can handle sales calls without it hurting your business focus. Skip Yelp advertising when you operate in rural areas with low Yelp adoption, when you can't respond rapidly to leads, when you focus on large projects with long sales cycles like major remodels or new construction, when you have few existing reviews or ratings below 4 stars, or when your job values are too low to justify the cost per lead. Best performers on Yelp are emergency services like plumbing repair, HVAC repair, and water damage restoration, smaller, lower-cost one-off projects, and urban markets with high Yelp adoption. Worst performers are large remodeling projects, rural markets, and high-ticket items with long decision cycles like pools, roofing, and new construction. Before spending on Yelp ads, run the break-even math. Here's the formula. Average job value times gross margin times close rate must exceed your cost per lead. Let's do an example for a plumber. Say your average job value is $450. Gross margin is 50%. Close rate on Yelp leads is 25%. That gives you revenue per lead of 450 times 0.5 times 0.25, which equals $56.25. If your Yelp cost per lead is $129, which is the plumbing average, you're losing money on every single lead. You'd need either higher job values, better close rates, or lower advertising costs to make the math work. Quick note on handling Yelp sales calls. Yelp reps operate under significant pressure to close deals. Expect persistence. Contractors report cold calls as frequently as every 2 days, after claiming their business page. Always request free ad credits before spending your own money. Most reps can offer $300 in credits to test the platform, refuse long-term contracts, demand month-to-month arrangements, get all promises about lead volume in writing. And to stop calls permanently, state clearly put me on the do not call list and follow up with an email to Yelp support. Here's my recommended approach for most contractors. Step 1, claim and optimize your free page. Do this regardless of advertising plans. Your profile ranks well in Google and generates organic leads at no cost. Step 2, set up request a quote to capture leads from users who find you organically. Step 3, respond to all reviews professionally to build your rating over time. Step 4, consider starting with Google LSA first. The pay-per-lead model typically delivers better ROI. Step 5, if your review profile is strong with 4+ stars and 20+ reviews, test Yelp with $150 to $300 per month to evaluate results in your specific market. Step 6, never sign long-term contracts. Now here's the reality. Even if you do everything right on Yelp, the response speed problem kills most contractors. You're on a job site. You can't answer every call. You can't reply to every request a quote within 5 minutes. But Yelp's algorithm is punishing you for that. And the first contractor to respond usually wins the job. This is exactly why I built Lead Truffle. We have a Yelp autoresponder that connects through Zapier. When a lead comes in through Yelp, our AI automatically responds within seconds, asking qualifying questions about the job. By the time you check your phone, you've got a qualified lead with all the details, and you haven't lost the customer to a competitor who responded faster. It works the same way for your website leads and missed calls, too. Everything comes into one unified inbox, so you're not juggling 5 different apps. If you want to see how it works with Yelp, I'll drop a link in the description to book a demo. Takes 15 minutes, and I'll show you exactly how contractors are using this. All right, that's the 2026 Yelp breakdown. Drop a comment if you're running Yelp ads. I want to know what your cost per lead looks like and whether the new Yelp assistant is actually sending you decent leads. If this was helpful, hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.